Hey, everybody. You are listening to the Gird Up Podcast, and I'm your host, Charlie Ungemach. To gird up is an ancient way of preparing oneself for hard work or a battle ahead, and that's exactly what we are doing here. We face the real challenges hitting young Christians today through a confessional Lutheran lens. We offer a grounding place on which to stand, and we bring the ancient, timeless truths of the Christian faith to the next generation. You will find that we are an unapologetically Lutheran voice in a culture that's awash with generic Christianity. We do not compromise on biblical doctrine. We respect the experience of the church, and we recognize that it is our own responsibility to preserve the true Christian faith in our own time and to pass it on. We're pushing back against the culture with a clear confession and practical discipleship because we have been convinced that Jesus is enough. If you want to be part of that mission, you're in the right place. Hit follow, subscribe down in the show notes below or whatever platform that you are listening to this podcast on. Leave us a rating and review and share this episode with somebody who needs a community just like this one. If you'd like to support the work we do here at Gird Up, please consider making a donation. We call it a cup of coffee donation because for the price of a cup of coffee, you can help fund the ministry we're doing here at Gird Up as we flood the internet with confessional content and help prepare the people of God for whatever lies ahead. Go to www.girdupministries.com, select buy us a cup of coffee in the main menu, and make your donation there. If you want to stay connected, sign up for the Gird Up Dispatch, our weekly email with updates, resources, and encouragement to help you stand firm in Christ. You'll find that sign up link down in the show notes as well. And finally, if you've got questions or topics you want us to address or guests you want to hear me interview, send those suggestions our way via the link in the show notes. With all that said, pull up a chair, take a seat, and we have a very special episode for you today. You may have noticed in the show description that this is not an interview. It is what we call a BroCast, when all the homies who are friends of Gird Up get together and we have a little bit of fun around the holiday. We are celebrating Thanksgiving of 2025. I'm very excited to share this episode with you. It's completely unserious, and I hope that you enjoy it. God bless you. And have some fun with this episode today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thanksgiving BroCast, a very special episode on the Gird Up Podcast where we are entirely unserious and enjoy celebrating whatever holiday is at hand. This time it's Thanksgiving 2025. So welcome to the fellas, the bros, back on the podcast after long last. And what we are going to do is go around the horn and introduce ourselves with a little bit of a monologue. We're going to call it the BroLog. Each gentleman will introduce himself in true Thanksgiving fashion. So let's start with Mr. Gustav Wenz.
Greetings, my esteemed colleagues. It is I, Gustav Wenz. I would like to begin by describing an American legend. A large, mainly domesticated game bird, native to North America, having a bald head and, in the male, a red wattles. It is prized as food, especially on festive occasions such as Thanksgiving. We cannot let the turkey haters win again. We are the ones who dream of stuffing, but instead live with dry croutons. In the wee hours of Thanksgiving morn, we meticulously season and butter the turkey, and to no avail. Basting, not hasting, and somewhat frequently tasting. It is our duty as warm-blooded Americans to prepare this sacred bird using traditional methods like roasting, or alternative methods like deep frying, grilling, smoking, or using an electric roaster oven. It is right. Wait, pardon me. Is it right for those who hate the turkey to feast upon it? Perhaps not. Yet, if one truly despises our sacred dish, why do they delight in the leftovers so? In reality, they are the turkey. The truth is, if I have one more person ask me to play Christmas music before Thanksgiving, I'm going to throat punch them. Thank you to the good folks at Ranch House Meats for enabling my addiction to delicious snack sticks. Shout out Hawaiian pizza. By far the most slept on flavor. It has actually been a wonderful year thus far, thanks to my family and friends, and I'm grateful to them all. So, to conclude, I want to address those who disdain the icon of Thanksgiving, the dining experience. It is the necessary piece. I have one thing to say to those people. I did not get enough sleep for this, and neither should you. Do your duty and cook a turkey. Thank you.
Here, here.
Wow, that was fantastic. For a minute there, I thought you were giving us your recipe for turkey.
No, I would never actually give away my recipe, dude. That's crazy.
If I remember from the past, you said you're the guy that is in charge of the turkey at your house nowadays. Is that right?
Typically, yes. But as it were, we don't have an oven prepared for me. So there's no turkey this year. We'll get into that later.
You let them win?
They did win. Yeah. This is why I'm calling on all other households to make sure they don't win.
Only together.
Fair enough.
Yeah, together. There we go.
All right. Thank you, Goose. Let's move on to the great and wonderful and mighty Connor Herder.
Okay. Men, you know me. I'm the same man who walked the hallowed halls of MLC with each and every one of you. I'm the same man who got to stand shoulder to shoulder with many of you at Wisconsin Lutheran Seminary. But men, I encourage you to brace yourselves, because although the turkey at Goose's house may be dry this year, our courage is not. We stand on the brink of Thanksgiving, a holiday built on carbs and conflict and questionable side dishes. We will witness horrors, casseroles with mystery ingredients, desserts made to be healthy or vegan, and gravy boats filled with nothing but that brown, watery stuff that people call gravy. And then the conversation topics, politics, the weather, why Charlie is still single after all this time, all served hotter than the turkey should be. But in these moments of crisis, we find connection. We remember the people that annoy us are the same people that love us, and that is no small blessing. So steady your nerves, steady your stomachs, and walk boldly into the dining room with gratitude in your heart and elastic in your waistbands.
Hey.
There we go.
We don't go softly
love
into
it.
that dark night, right?
Into the gizzard once more, dear friends.
Into the gizzard once more. Amazing.
Yeah.
Mr. Canna Klug, what have you have for us, sir?
Men of gravy, hear me. I am Canna Klug. On this American Thanksgiving, a holiday so powerful it leaks northward over the border, like warm butter over mashed potatoes. I stand before you a foreigner, a humble Canadian observer of your noble feast. For you see, brothers, we Canadians already celebrated our Thanksgiving last month. That's right, in October. We greet you, early, organized, and much too polite. But today I join your battle, our annual test of endurance, your culinary Grey Cup, as it were. I have watched with reverent awe as American men wrestle turkeys the size of small moose, as uncles debate politics with the precision of a malfunctioning Zamboni, as families gather together to give thanks right before stampeding into Black Friday, like when Tim Hortons announced his Roll the Rim is back, and the whole province is parked in the parking lot drive-through. And yet, somewhere between the stuffing and the emotional baggage that comes with the burden of being a resident of a province larger and more oil-rich than Texas, something real happens. We remember the goodness of God, the gift of family, and the miracles we pray for daily. That the Oilers would finally beat the team from Florida in the Stanley Cup. So, brothers, today I join your ranks. I pledge allegiance to the feast, the fellowship, and the post-meal coma that binds us all. Raise your forks high, brothers, and give thanks. For today we dine like kings, and tomorrow we nap like hibernating grizzlies in the upper Kananaskis Valley. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's so good.
That was wonderful.
That was awesome.
Wonderful. That was wonderful. The old Canada just put it over the top.
Yeah.
It's
The repeat of it was what really sent me over.
You know, when I did it again, I didn't time it out. But
Yeah.
that was all right.
It was awesome. And it was so sincere. It got quiet for a second and then started up. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it got real.
Awesome.
It got real.
I've got members who are going to clip this now. It's going to haunt me during Bible class.
Probably.
We're going to make sure I pull out just that little clip and put it all over the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, in the shorts, please. Thank you.
All right. And now I myself. I hope you recognize this. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Brothers and sisters of the Gird Up community, my name is Charlie Ungemak, and what I see before me today is a whole army of empty bellies. You have come here as hungry people, and hungry you are. What will you do with that hunger? Will you eat? Some of you may feel the urge to quit, to lay down your forks and run to the couch for comfort, but hear me when I say this. If you keep eating, you may experience discomfort. You may even die. And running to the couch, you may avoid that discomfort at least for a little while. But laying in your bed several hours from now, would you trade all the moments between this one and that for one chance, just one chance to come back here and tell that last slice of pumpkin pie that he may cost me the button off the front of my pants, but he will never quench my hunger, sorry.
Yeah.
That's Independence
Oh, that's
Day,
it.
isn't
Okay.
it?
That's right. That was it. Yeah, that was all I have. I was going to do it in a Scottish accent, but I can't pull it off.
Yeah,
I
Happy
just can't pull off
Braveheart.
a Scottish accent.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
For a minute, I was worried
Yep.
that I was like misremembering the Patriot, and then I was like, wait a minute.
I thought it was Independence Day. I don't know why.
It was down to either that speech or the locker room speech and Remember the Titans, where he goes,
Yeah.
Remember
Dude.
forever the night they played the Titans.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, for most of my life, I thought that movie was about the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not about the
Wait, what?
No way.
Dude, that's like the Santa Claus. Yeah, it's like, wait, no. Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, they recently renamed T.C. Williams High School, but now they're naming it back to T.C. Williams again. I don't remember what it was in the interim, but they
Interesting.
changed the name of the school.
Sounds
Yeah.
whack.
All right, we're going to plow ahead, brothers, into our next segment, which is called Stuffing the Facts. Stuffing the Facts is the part of the BroCast where we unbutton a waistband of history and dig deep into the real stories behind Thanksgiving. Forget the textbook version. We are here to separate the truth from the turkey. So, I'm going to go first. I'm going to tell you the real story of Thanksgiving. We've talked about this on the podcast before. It's likely you've heard bits and pieces of this before, but it's a good reminder of what really happened on that first Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving was actually, it was a Thanksgiving feast of sorts, but it was more of a harvest festival, actually, and it lasted 3 days. The Pilgrims had just survived an astonishingly difficult year. More than half of the people that originally boarded the Mayflower to come to the New World were dead by the time the first Thanksgiving happened. Much of the, by the end of the third year, almost everyone from that first company of Pilgrims had died. So when they celebrated their first harvest in 1621, it was a really, really big deal. They had been helped dramatically by a Native American man named Squanto, who had once been a slave in Europe. And while he was over there in Europe, his personal tribe had died of disease. And so when he won his freedom, or was given his freedom, and he came back to the New World, he went and joined a different tribe named the Wampanoag. But since Squanto spoke English, he was very helpful to the Pilgrims And he, along with Chief Massasoit and a few others, had brokered a peace agreement between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag. And the Wampanoag had taught them how to grow crops and all those kinds of things. You're familiar with that from the Charlie Brown or the Peanuts, the Peanuts version of events, which is actually pretty accurate to what really happened, surprisingly so. But the Wampanoag, surprisingly, were not actually invited to the first Thanksgiving. As part of their celebration, the Pilgrims had shooting contests and were shooting off their rifles into the air, as men will do on festive occasions. And the Wampanoag were worried that the peace treaty had been broken, and so they rushed to the sound of gunfire. And when they showed up, the Pilgrims explained what was going on and invited them to be a part of the feast. So the Wampanoag then joined them at the feast. And they brought, 5 deer and a bunch of their own produce to the feast. And the Pilgrims, of course, were feasting on the corn and barley and beans and squash and things like that they had grown. And they mostly ate waterfowl. So there likely were not any turkeys at the first Thanksgiving, but there was a lot of waterfowl and there was a lot of venison. Okay? So it was a really, really big deal that they'd made it through the first year. And when they finally feasted, they feasted for 3 days. And it has, in light of that fact, it has become tradition in New England in some places in New England at least, to place 5 kernels of corn on your plate before you actually eat your Thanksgiving meal. Because a couple of years later, in 1623, there was a stretch of a couple of weeks where the Pilgrims who were still surviving at that point were rationing to the point where everybody got 5 kernels of corn to eat for the day for several weeks.
Wow.
In order that everybody would be able to eat for a while. And they had far fewer deaths that year, but it was still obviously a very difficult winter. So now it's tradition in some places, especially in New England, to place those 5 kernels of corn on your plate as a remembrance of the difficult times that the Pilgrims had gone through. And you talk about it with your children and so forth, as a way of remembering the blessings that God has given to us, which is what we're celebrating on Thanksgiving Day.
All right. Nice.
Pretty cool stuff.
How many calories are in 5 kernels of corn?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I can't imagine
32.
it's very many. I'm going to look. 32,
Yeah,
you
that's-
looked it up?
'Cause I feel like-
No, I didn't look up.
I feel like 3 out of 4 of us would not survive on that.
What are you trying to say?
To be fair, though,
Or
I
the
would
other way
die.
around.
I would die first in the winter, right? Like I'm the one who wouldn't make
Yeah, there you go.
He would starve to death way sooner than we would.
it. You could eat me then.
Well, but like,
Well, there
You
wouldn't be
are-
any of you left.
The Google AI generated answer to how many calories is a negligible amount of calories. So less
It
than 1
thinks you're-
calorie.
dude, it thinks you're actually asking.
Yeah.
Who are you going to do this to? Why are you doing it? Wild.
You call it the Thanksgiving diet.
There you go.
Those things do not go together in the same sentence.
That's the perfect day after Thanksgiving meal. Like you just do that because you ate too much
Yeah.
on Thursday.
There you go.
I don't remember this personally, but apparently my great grandfather, like his second wife later on in life, was named Vivian, and she was known for throwing big parties and things, and they were very festive. But then she would always say, like while they're eating their big meal or whatever, she would always say, "Don't think we always eat like this. Tomorrow it will be toothpicks and water."
Dude, whoa.
That's a toothpicks and water kind of meal.
Huh.
All right, Connor, why don't you tell us about
Well,
the evolution of the Thanksgiving feast?
Oh, you definitely took this way more seriously than I did. Okay, let's talk about it. So, going from the colonial feast to the national holiday that we have today. So, Charlie, you already kind of covered this already. Basically, when that New England group got together, it was more of a survival celebration. Basically, thank God we didn't die of scurvy. And different colonies for over 200 years, different colonies in different states celebrated the Thanksgiving holiday at different times. And it wasn't really until Abe Lincoln in 1863 during the Civil War that we have a unified holiday date being set. Now, there is something to be said about what Washington and Lincoln both saw in the importance of this holiday. So Washington, when he issued the first national holiday for Thanksgiving in 1789 was hoping that the Americans would pause and appreciate that this experimental idea of government was actually being successful and was actually functioning. And Lincoln revived the idea in 1863 as a way to remind the very war-torn country that there were still things they had in common. There were still blessings that they were all willing to work toward together. Washington basically said, like let's everyone relax for a second because the government's actually working. And Lincoln said, everyone put your muskets down. It's time for carbs and to be thankful. Now, what about this concept of Franksgiving? Franksgiving comes from FDR, which is when this idea came up for FDR. Basically, what he wanted to do was to extend the Christmas shopping holiday. This was to help the Depression-riddled era really get back on its feet, and this really split the country in half. Half of the country agreed with the idea and was celebrating the holiday that FDR proposed, whereas the other half of the country refused to. For about 2 years, Americans were celebrating Thanksgiving half Canadian, half American, like our friend Klug up there. So it was celebrated in 2 different times. And it was finally standardized by Congress in 1941 as the 4th Thursday in November. So finally, what does this changing history reveal about the power of gratitude to unite people? Basically this: across wars, political divide, crises, calendar confusion, Thanksgiving kept evolving because gratitude consistently worked as a unifying force for the American people. And I think that is still reflected today as well. And leaders have used this as a way to remind its people that although we may have differences in how we vote, differences in how we view the way things should be going in this country, we still have something that is very unique to this entire world, unique in the history of the world, that we have a political system that's run by the people. And so, yeah, that would be a good way to view the evolution of the Feast of Thanksgiving.
Very rad.
I'd never heard it referred to as Franksgiving before, but I like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I think I saw that briefly when I was doing my research too. Just,
Mhm.
yeah, I didn't know that. Very interesting stuff.
It's also interesting. I guess I always assumed that Black Friday was a fairly modern invention.
No, but it makes
if he
sense
was-
during that Depression era.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it big. And I'd also heard that Christmas got a lot bigger, like during the early 20th century, including the Depression, because it like gives you something to be excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that makes sense. It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool history. What you got for us, Gustav?
Well, I am here to talk to you about the forgotten first Thanksgivings, because as I'm sure most people maybe are, somewhat aware of, the one in which Charlie you described a minute ago wasn't necessarily the first one. And I would honestly go on and stretch to the point that just throughout all of human history, period. I don't think we can point to I suppose maybe could find a more first one, but anyway, that we'll get to that at the end here. I did think about going a very comical route, but then we'll keep it real. So were the Pilgrims really the first ones to celebrate Thanksgiving in America? The answer is going to be simply no. It wasn't the first one. There were earlier ceremonies of such that took place before then. So what happened earlier? So a couple that I looked into was Thanksgiving. There was apparently one earlier in Texas and Virginia, which I had no idea about. And so the earlier Thanksgiving in Texas, from what I have learned, was 1598. And I believe
Whoa.
this is the right way to
Wow.
say it. They call it the Oñate Expedition. I think that feels good. Yeah. So essentially, what happened was there were Spanish settlers led by a guy named Juan de Oñate, and they reached the Rio Grande, as it were, after.
I thought you were a Spanish guy.
Dude, I'm saying
I
it
thought
right.
you knew Spanish.
Just say it with confidence.
Oh, Nate, dude, if I was, I am saying it, bro. Hey, side note, Profe emailed me recently, and I was like, whoa, hey. But anyway, so they reached the Rio Grande after a deadly desert crossing, right? And they celebrated their survival, and they held a Thanksgiving mass, right? And they shared a feast with the indigenous people in that region. And they ate, it's always funny, like, trying to make it different, but I guess there's no way to do it. It's, wild game, fish, and other local foods. Yeah, that you eat what's around you, right? And so that would put it 23 years before the Pilgrim's Feast. And then in Virginia in 1619, they call it the Berkeley Hundred, okay? And a group of English settlers arrived at Berkeley Hundred. So I suppose that's near modern Richmond or something like that. Yeah, near modern Richmond. And so their instructions came from the Virginia Company, which that's a deep cut for anybody remembering like middle school
That's a
history,
deep cut.
required them to hold a day of Thanksgiving every year to honor their safe arrival. Their ceremony was mostly religious, didn't involve a huge feast, but it predates Plymouth by a couple years. Just yeah, which, again, it's still predating, right? Uh, so before the Europeans arrived, well, maybe not obviously, but Native Americans did express gratitude for things. Again, just like most humans have throughout all of time. But something to note is that they did it. It's very similar, just across the world, right? Harvest celebration is
Oh.
probably the best way to describe anything. Like anything in this time, November-ish time, it's going to be a harvest celebration. And it, for the Native Americans, I suppose maybe it was less of like farming harvest in the sense that we think of it, but more of just what kind of things they had gathered up to that point. So whether that be berries, there were lots of different kinds of corn back in those days. Green corn was one that they listed specifically. The fall hunt, right? So if we're talking about Native Americans in the U.S. area, right, this time of year would be when deer and elk and big game would be strolling down into their areas, getting pushed down by the cold. But yeah, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. It's a human thing to show, regardless of background, I think. And so then, what do we learn from all this cross-cultural Thanksgiving? We learned that Thanksgiving is universal. Like I said already. Yeah, I mean, every culture does it differently, and certainly, like, where's the truth in the actual gratitude that you're showing? I think as Christians, it is it is significantly more special because we're giving thanks to the one who actually made it all, and has provided us these gifts. And so there is certainly I suppose, a deeper and more profound significance to giving thanks, not just on Thanksgiving, but any time of the year, especially for believers. So, yeah, I think that's what I got
can't
for you.
help but think also. Yeah, I can't help but think also of some of the examples from the Bible too.
Mhm.
Like they're continually setting up an altar and sacrificing and having feasts in thanks to God. So
Yeah,
Like
I will
after,
say. Oh no, go for it. Sorry.
like after good things happen to Abraham or whoever, they
Hmm.
build a big altar, call upon the name of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I will say, I suppose, one of the big distinctions for whether it be a harvest festival or Thanksgiving as we know it is that it's not just giving thanks yourself, it's something that you're doing as a group. So there's a community aspect, there's a fellowship aspect that is emphasized um, by all of these cultures. It's not just, hey, make sure you are grateful today, and it's like a personal thing. It's we're all coming together and we're feasting upon whatever it is that we've been blessed with, kind of deal. So I suppose if there is more of a nuance, that would be it.
love it, love it. All right, and Jacob,
Yeah.
presidents, politics, and pie.
Yeah, so the first question was, how did Lincoln's 1863 proclamation shape modern Thanksgiving? And Connor covered that well. He kind of gave it a national date and changed maybe the idea from not just gratitude, but like we all have gratitude to give, and we can have some kind of national unity. Even today, you can see that, like, let's all enjoy some football and some family and just like chill for a second, hopefully. I think that shaped things, and that shape is maintained. Well, I was really glad I got to look up the story of the first turkey pardon. I had no idea it was so filled with intrigue. This is phenomenal. So first thing, back in like 1890s already, some farmer was presenting a turkey to the White House just out of gratitude. Like people were just giving a turkey to the White House, like the most prized turkey or whatever. And then JFK, actually, like 3 days before he died, he didn't pardon the turkey, but he said, like, let's let this one live. We're just gonna let him go. We're gonna put him back in the zoo. Like he let one off scot-free. Maybe he was feeling guilty for some CIA stuff. I don't know. Kidding. This is a joke.
I had jokes lined up, and I just wanted to skip over them before we got there.
This is a humor bit for legal reasons. I'm not in the
Well, you're
US.
in Canada anyway.
Yeah,
You
they
can say whatever you
can't. They
want.
can't get me right. And then, so Reagan also. He was, they kind of had. It's more public now that the turkey is received by the White House, and Reagan gets one, and during the press conference, he's getting heat over the Iran-Contra affair and pardoning, I forget the individual's name, but one of the guys involved with that, he was getting questions about, like, are you going to pardon this guy who's involved with the, selling of weapons to Hezbollah or whatever it was. And so Reagan makes a joke about pardoning the turkey to try and, like, cut the air and take the heat off him from the press conference, but doesn't officially pardon any turkeys. And then, according to the sites I found, that it's George H.W. Bush who's the first one to actually officially pardon a turkey. And it's gone on basically since then, which is incredible. Yeah, I had no idea, but that's thank you for letting me look that up. And then the presidents apparently used to get lots of stuff sent to them. I don't think you can, like, send stuff to the White House anymore, at least not very easily. But this one lady from, I think it was Mississippi, she sent Calvin Coolidge a raccoon for Thanksgiving to eat. It came with a note on it. It was a live raccoon with a note attached. That it was supposed to be eaten for Thanksgiving. And Coolidge is like, yeah, we're gonna not do that. We're gonna let this one live. And so it became the White House pet. They got a special, like, dog collar for it that said White House raccoon.
That's awesome.
And it actually lived throughout the rest of the presidency, and they put it in a zoo afterwards. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, hilarious. The last question was, what do these traditions say about, our presidential traditions say about gratitude, humor, and humility in leadership? And I was thinking, like, that's kind of helpful to have presidents do something silly, funny, kind of humanizes them a bit. I remember, like, when Obama did his NCAA bracket in the White House, and he's wearing, like, a checkered shirt, not a tie, and it humanized him in a way that I thought was kind of, like, useful. It's useful for the most powerful man in the world to show that he's actually a person, especially probably all the time, but especially today. We could probably use more humanization of world leaders across the board.
I think that was the year that Obama and I picked the same, like, winning championships for the. It's like one of the only times I've ever won a March Madness, and, like, ever since then I was like, yep, Obama's all right.
Obama was a master of that, though. Like, he is by far the coolest president, at least of like
Very
my
suave.
lifetime.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't.
Very
Oh, my
suave.
goodness.
Yeah, so good.
And
on
a
the
great
mic.
interview, and he's funny, and he's
Mhm.
like he genuinely seems fun.
Yeah,
I
charming.
don't agree with him on a lot of things, but he does seem like he's fun to be around, and just like a good hang and a good
Yeah.
interview too. So,
I'd agree.
Mhm.
Like it would probably be a
by the
pretty
way,
good night, like hanging out with Obama. You know, it'd be pretty
Yeah.
fun.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I found out in my research that the raccoon had a name, and its name was Rebecca. Rebecca the raccoon.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, Rebecca the raccoon.
I would
So-
love a pet raccoon.
How
I don't
do
know
you
about
go
you
about
guys.
deciding the
Right?
name for the raccoon? You know,
Gotta begin with R, probably.
oh, that's probably it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And it must have been a female raccoon.
Yeah.
Could have done Rhonda.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Raccoon
Okay.
Rhonda.
Roxy.
Raccoon
Roxy.
Rhonda is like a
Roxy.
hairdresser in small town West Virginia or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Rhonda is 100% the name of a trash panda. Like, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Mm.
Okay, and now welcome to the show, my mother, Amy Ungamak, for the next segment. Hello, mother.
Hello.
Welcome to the Brady Bunch screen here.
Yeah.
We are next going to do the Thanksgiving fantasy draft, where hot takes meet cold turkey, and only one man will leave the table as Grand Master of Thanksgiving. So each of us will draft our ultimate Thanksgiving lineup across 11 categories, covering everything from sides and desserts to pop culture and Thanksgiving legends. There are no lists, no restrictions, and no mercy. Our unbiased judge, my mother, will determine the draft order and award points for each round based on whatever criteria she chooses: creativity, humor, logic, or pure Thanksgiving spirit. Points will be announced after each round, and the judge will keep a running total to determine the overall winner. Between this fantasy draft and the trivia to follow, we will determine who is the master of Thanksgiving.
Mm.
So this is very, very important. Mother, take it away.
All right. So you'll have approximately 15 seconds on the clock, and I will give you a 5-second warning if it seems like you're going over. And the key word here is approximately. So I'll just be letting you know. So the first category is the best side dish, and the draft order will be Charlie, Connor, Gus, and Jacob. So Charlie, the best side dish, the MVP of the Thanksgiving plate, you are on.
Cheesy mashed potatoes. The more cheese, the more butter, the better. Make them as creamy as possible. Got to go with the cheesy mashed potatoes.
Okay. All right. Then moving on to Connor. Connor, you are on the clock.
Green bean casserole. Green bean casserole with that nice crust on the top of it. Did you just boo me? Did you just boo me? That green
Me?
bean casserole on the top, right? That crunchy crust right on the top is where it counts.
Yes. Okay. All right. Moving right along then. Next man up is Gus. MVP side dish.
All right. I'm saying pickles. Pickles. I know it might not be a full dish, but honestly, it was the first thing that came to my mind when I was thinking Thanksgiving. What's the best thing to have on the side? Whether they're sweet or dill, doesn't matter. Just pickles.
It's a side dish, not a
Okay.
full dish.
Hey.
You're good. You're
All
good.
right.
You're good.
All right.
It's an ingredient.
Okay. All right. And then rounding out
Do you guys
round
put like a little plate of pickles out with the different kinds of pickles on them?
Yeah. Yeah. Usually there's like 3 or 4 different pickles. Like it's
Love
the
it.
famous Dave's, sweet, regular dill.
Awesome.
Okay. Then finally, Jacob, you are on the clock.
Spaghetti squash. Easy pick. Spaghetti squash.
Whoa.
Gross.
How do you like it prepared?
Spaghetti squash? How, I've only seen it prepared one
How
way.
do you prepare it?
I don't know how cooking works. It's in like an orange pile on
I don't know. Aren't you, do you like put like brown
I literally I blue screen when you said that. I was like, what do you mean? I don't know. It's
Like-
on the plate. I like it warm and on the plate.
Well, is there usually like brown sugar on it or something?
Oh, no, just like the pile of like squash. maybe some like Jello fluff, meringue. I don't know. Just like this, like what do you put on a squash? You don't put anything on a squash. It's good by itself. That's why it's the best.
All right.
Okay. Okay. At the end of round 1, I have Charlie and Connor each with 3 points because they picked excellent side dishes. However, they weren't very creative in their presentation. And then I give Gus and Jacob each 1 for creativity. Even though pickles are really a relish, I would say, and spaghetti
you.
squash. I still don't really know how you eat it.
Relish is a
So-
relish.
Well, he doesn't know how to prepare it either. So
Okay, moving on to round 2. At least nobody's booing the commissioner here. So we'll go on to best dessert. We'll go back with the same order this time. And so, Charlie, starting now, best dessert.
ordinarily I would say pumpkin pie, but since I'm down here in the South, I have learned it is pecan pie, and it's not pecan, it's pecan pie, and it is good no matter who makes it. It is good no matter who makes it. And I'm hoping I'll be in Wisconsin for Thanksgiving, but I'm hoping when I get back, I might be able to find myself some pecan pie.
Okay. All right. Connor, you ready? You
Yep.
are up.
All right, I'm going to say cheesecake. All right, hear me out.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake is the best dessert. In fact, I'm having it at my wedding in a couple of months. Like, cheesecake is fantastic. I like to eat enough cheesecake that it actually starts to hurt my heart a little bit, which is probably, and thankfully, like, I have health insurance again, so I can go get that addressed. But like, I like enough cheesecake to hurt the heart.
All right.
All right. Would that be plain cheesecake or
My mom used to make this, like, I think it was like a sour cream, like white icing on the top of it. Really, really good cheesecake.
okay? All right. And so far, no repeats. Gus, if you're ready, you're on.
All right. So I've got to say 100% rice pudding. Okay. You got rice pudding made the day before, warm still, even. You got cinnamon sugar on top, and you fill a cup full of it. You get a pint, 16 ounces. Just fill the cup, eat the whole thing, fill another cup, eat the whole thing. You keep going. And sometimes if there's raisins in there, I might protest, but honestly, having raisins in there doesn't suck.
Is this before or after you guys go outside and do PT and then go to the gun range?
Yes, I
and
knew
then
we were
cover
gonna bring it up.
artillery?
Yeah, it is in
And
fact
then-
after that occurs. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jacob, you're up next, and good luck.
Yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving
on.
kind of a cozy situation, right? Like you want to stay warm when Thanksgiving, and nothing warms the heart and the stomach better than a nice peach cobbler. Peach cobbler.
Interesting.
I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cobblers in general.
I've had your mom's peach cobbler, and it's very good.
No, you haven't.
I have, and you weren't even around. She made it when
Ooh.
I was around. And
Snap.
Literally, she's never made that
Ooh.
in front of me. Like the reason I said you haven't is because I've never seen her make it. But that's hilarious that she's made it for you and not for me. That's even funnier.
Well, to be fair, you've never seen her make spaghetti squash either, so.
Yep.
she probably made that for Charles as well.
Gave him ingredients and everything.
Okay, so at the end of round 2, I've got 4s all the way across. Everyone for creativity and presentation. Jacob, still need to work on that presentation, but really, your mom's cobbler got 2 votes. So 4s all across the board. And
I can't help that
we're
she-
ready to move
She never made
on.
it for me.
Hold on, I got him points.
Yeah, that was
Never
only
mind, it
16
wasn't good.
seconds.
Okay, moving on. We'll stay with the same order this time yet, and then we'll switch it up. So, best non-traditional Thanksgiving meal, Charlie, go.
Tacos, and you got to have a full array of tacos. So you got to have some shrimp, you got to have chicken, you got to have carne asada, ground beef, you got to have the whole array. and you got to have all the toppings, and you just make an absolute feast out of it, right? So tacos all across the board, everything imaginable. Even fry up like the onion ones. Those are so good. Every kind of taco you can imagine.
Okay. And Connor.
I'm going to say barbecue. Now, down in North Carolina, barbecue is taken very seriously, and I wish I was joking about this, but I have so much barbecue. I have leftovers from 5 different places around the area. And it's almost to the point it's coming out of my ears. But I'm telling you, barbecue is probably the best one because you get all the different meats combined together and you get to try a whole bunch of different stuff.
All right. And Gus, you ready?
Yeah, I guess. Well,
okay, go.
Any other type of meat, according to my family. So one that I put specifically that's great, okay, bacon wrapped venison, and you do kind of like bros night like we did back when, Chuck or Charlie. So talking like you get a bunch of asparagus, you roast that, you get a whole bunch of potatoes, you roast them, you do a pot with some onion and mushrooms, some butter, salt and pepper, dude, all day. I don't know what to call that.
All right.
Venison's good.
I don't know what a big name for that would be, but
I might have to introduce the fellas down here to Bros Night now that you brought that up.
yeah.
Just get all the homies together, let's cook and
Yeah.
have a good time. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Okay, moving north. Jacob, you're on.
Yeah, so when it's Thanksgiving in Canada, you really need to work hard to stay warm. So I'm going to recommend Punjabi style curry. It's got enough spice to keep us all warm. And with a big vat of rice, you can eat it till you're stuffed to the gills, just like it's Thanksgiving. So yeah, chicken curry.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Unless you're at that place that we went when you picked me up from the airport, and then the waitress just tells you what you're ordering and you don't get a choice. Those are the best.
That was great. You were like, yeah, I want this. She's like, oh, you want that? And you're like, yeah.
And then she went back in the kitchen and brought me something else anyway. Like, it was not what I ordered.
Okay, at the end of round 3, I have, I would say we had solid efforts from everyone. So I'm going to give 4 to everyone except Gus, and I'm going to give you a 5 because it seemed the most Thanksgiving adjacent.
Yes, that's right. That's
The
So-
right.
instructions said unbiased.
Thanksgiving adjacent, guys.
Hey,
All
well,
right.
you weren't on earlier, but we were talking about Spanish settlers in Texas
No.
celebrating the very first Thanksgiving. To 23 years before the first, what we celebrate as the first Thanksgiving. So technically, I don't know if they had tacos or not, but it's on
there you
theme
go.
with the actual first Thanksgiving.
Well, there's no appeal. So we'll move on. Okay. So let's go. We'll just shift one over. So this time we'll do Connor, Gus, Jacob, Charlie will be last. So let me just get the form up. Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Worst dishes?
Worst dishes people
Recommendo.
keep serving anyway. All right, Connor.
I'm torn between these two.
Say one.
I hate mushrooms with a passion.
Oh.
I hate mushrooms with a passion. In fact, I'm working on a senior thesis on why mushrooms are the direct result of the fall.
Whoa.
But I have to go with cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce is nasty. Worst mistake ever made.
Okay.
You stole my answer.
Okay, Gus. What beats are it? Okay. Jacob?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with stuffing. Like, that word isn't even a food word. Stuffing is what you put in your Build-A-Bear, not what you put in your mouth.
Dang,
Yeah.
that was a terrifying
Okay.
moment.
We have 2 gooses.
Well, now you're on the screen twice.
Seriously?
I don't know what the one's
wasn't-
looking at.
I am
Yeah.
very confused.
We've got audio in one place and video in another place, and you're
Oh, boy.
frozen.
I got nothing. I got reconnecting
What if
and
you-
then G.
What if you leave and then come back?
It's good. Just a second here.
Nope.
We still
Knock
had his
one
audio, so it
contestant
should
out.
be okay. It's good that we just address it now because he and I recorded one a couple of months ago. It was the one I did at the lake, Mom, where we just lost the second half of the episode. So we
Oh,
never
no?
published it because like he was just gone for the second half. Oh, yeah. What's it called? Cranberry sauce is just
I love it. It's my favorite.
Oh.
I like it.
I like it almost as much as I like spaghetti squash.
I
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Yeah,
Pickled beets
it's-
is also a great answer.
Oh, pickled beets are good.
Are we in?
I like pickled garlic.
Yeah.
Pickled garlic's good.
There he is.
Whew.
Go ahead and
he's
say
back.
something.
There we go. Click, click, click. Bang, bang, bang. All right.
All right. I'm going to do this so I know where to break it. And we're good.
Okay. And then finally we have Charlie. Charlie, your answer?
Yeah, there is no better answer than cranberry sauce, but since it's already taken, I'm going to shift then and say any kind of Jell-O that has carrots in it. I don't know why anyone ever thought it was a good idea, but Jell-O with carrots in it is just the weirdest combination of textures, and it's never orange. It's always something else. I don't like Jell-O in molds is one thing. Jell-O in molds with vegetables in it is just a whole different thing. There does not need to be carrots in your Jell-O.
Don't tell me that's like your mom's signature dish because like you're definitely going down this round.
No, in fact, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to award 4 points for that one because I completely agree. I'll give everybody else 3 because those are solid, common answers, I would say.
You guys all know about
All right.
aspic, right? Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, yes.
What is
See, I
aspic?
knew.
One time
Not a clue.
Okay, so
it's not fashionable anymore.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
not a
think.
thing anymore, but it's adjacent to the carrots in Jell-O. And thank you for having my back on this, Mama Ungamak, because no one has ever
Oh,
heard
yeah.
of it.
I'm with you.
But it's like you put a bunch of like shrimp and like other various meats and vegetables into Jell-O. Yeah, it's crazy. But my great grandma used to make it all
Yeah.
the time.
Mm.
One time someone brought tomato aspic to our
Mm.
Thanksgiving.
Just think savory Jell-O. Savory Jell-O. That's what it's about.
Yeah, those no.
Anyway.
Okay. Okay.
It's like when you
let's
don't
stick with-
wash out the chicken dish and there's that like goopy stuff at the bottom.
That's a
That's
you
that.
problem, bud.
You're not eating that.
Just for the record,
Whatever
it
you
only happens at his house.
get a roasted
It's like
chicken.
when you don't
I
wash,
know, put it in the
when
fridge.
you don't wash out the air fryer for 3 weeks.
Hey,
That's
it's usually
Okay.
less than 3. It's sometimes 2, but
That's why you have cockroaches.
not yet. Or
Okay, we're throwing a delay of game here. Let's move on. So, best leftover combo. Connor, you're up first.
Okay. So you take 2 pieces of bread and you dip them in the gravy after it's been warmed up. Then you throw it on the frying pan. And then, so it's kind of like a French toast, almost like a French toast. And then you add on the turkey, the mashed potatoes, gravy on top of that, and maybe a little bit of green bean casserole if you can stick it in there. Again, I am going to the doctor soon. But regardless, like that's my submission. A Thanksgiving sandwich.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, Gus, can you top that one?
No, because it's a much more simplified version of Thanksgiving sandwich. So you just honestly, for anybody at home, it's going to be just the basic roll that was being used. But my mom, I think it was my mom or my aunt, used to make these things. We called them heaven rolls. And it was like they were fluffy and like thick all at the same time. You do that, you call it turkey, right? I'm talking Miracle Whip. Okay.
Miracle Whip.
Any kind of mustard except for
different.
honey mustard. I'm not on with honey mustard. Plus, you got the sweetness in the Miracle Whip already. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. With pickles. Boom. Sandwich.
Okay.
There's
Wait,
a
hold
lot
Jacob.
going on.
Bowls,
There's
Miracle Whip,
so
and
much.
pickles?
Yeah, there's so much going on.
What? There's no meat?
Well, yeah, there's turkey.
The
Sorry.
mustard
I
and the
thought the
Miracle
turkey
Whip
was
is
implied.
okay,
I
God.
thought the turkey was implied.
I'm just thinking about there's this bun
It's just
with
sauce.
Miracle Whip, pickles, mustard, and
Yeah, there is turkey, though.
All right.
So I think that the key with the turkey sandwich after Thanksgiving is getting the proportions of bread and turkey right, and the Miracle Whip. So what you got to do is make a turkey sandwich Big Mac. So you do Miracle Whip on all four sides, right? So it's like two-sided on the middle bun, and then one on each piece of white bread on the outside, and then 2 layers, one dark meat, one light meat. So you got a
Ooh.
nice turkey Big Mac with lots of Miracle Whip,
Interesting.
with 4 sides of Miracle Whip.
Dude, I'm glad you're on with the Miracle Whip. So many people
I'm
are
on.
anti-Miracle Whip. It blows my mind.
Blows my mind. Hard to find in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
is
Okay,
peanut butter still hard to
Charlie.
find? I had to sneak peanut butter in once.
What?
For Pastor he was in Toronto.
Henrich?
Yeah, Pastor Henrich really loves peanut butter, and he couldn't get it during COVID, so I had to help somebody sneak it into Canada once.
Wow.
Anyway, I probably shouldn't say that live on the air.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's illegal.
I've got to
Okay,
go. I'm going to go in a
Charlie.
completely different direction here. Mine is and always will be the cheesy turkey hot dish or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. But you put a layer of bread crusts on the bottom, and then you put turkey on top of that, and then you put an entire brick of Velveeta cheese on top of that and melt it all down, and then put sliced tomatoes on top of that. And there are few things on this earth better than a real good unhealthy mac and cheese, but this is one of those things. And my mother's here to attest. If we don't have it sometime after Thanksgiving, I will throw a temper tantrum, even at 33 years old. So,
Right after
By the way,
his
it's
own
not
doctor's appointment.
Velveeta.
oh, it's
Yeah,
not
no kidding.
Velveeta. What is it?
Cheddar.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
ch-
Okay.
You should
All
get
right.
minus
You've been
1
lied
for
to.
not knowing how your mom prepares things.
So I'm gonna.
You don't
say
know how to
we
cook
had-
spaghetti squash.
Okay, I think we have real solid answers across the board. So I would give 4s to everyone, even though I really want to deduct points for the use of Miracle Whip. You made compelling
What?
arguments, so I will not.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
that would really
Would he have
hurt me.
still gotten points if there was no turkey in that sandwich?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Big Mac. The Big Mac would have been the big winner if it weren't for the Miracle Whip.
Snap.
So,
Yep.
okay. How about best animated character to invite to dinner? And let's do one more round. So, Connor, you go first.
All right. I am just going to say it's a toss up between the two, but I'm going to have to go with Scooby-Doo. Because I think, like, when you think of the cartoons, you think about how much they eat and how, like, first of all, you're not going to have leftovers for long. So that might be a good thing or a bad thing. But if you've ever been, like, in any house that's had leftovers till, like, Christmas time, like, it's probably good to have those cleanup crews come through. So I'm going to say Scooby-Doo.
I was gonna say similar
Okay.
eating habits.
Yes.
That's good.
At least he doesn't put Miracle Whip and
Whoa,
mustard
hey.
together, you
That's
monster.
right.
All right. So,
Okay.
if you guys have seen the hit film series How to Train Your Dragon, there's a character in there named Gober the Belch. Okay, I don't know if you know who that is. Look him up. Okay, he's the the leader's best buddy or whatever, and he has got some crazy stories, and that's the main reason is I think he'd be really fun to have talking at the dinner table. And so yeah, so
Oh, yeah. He's like the blacksmith.
yeah, he's the
guy.
blacksmith guy. Yeah, Gober the Belch. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacob.
Yeah, definitely Ferb from Phineas and Ferb. He's got good English table manners, and he doesn't talk too much, unlike some of everyone's relatives, right?
I'm afraid I am that relative, though.
You are. I might be too.
Okay, Charlie.
Well, I was going to go with Baloo from the Jungle Book until just now. I just made a snap decision, and instead I'm going to say Little John from Disney's Robin Hood.
It's a good
Because
pick.
he's such a good friend. He would also have all the same stories and everything, but he's refined. He's a gentleman, and yet he's also an outlaw at the same time. He's not the con man that Robin Hood is. He's the straight man. He's the one with integrity, and he's also just hilarious and sneaky, and all the outfits and everything he wears in the movie. He's a fantastic character, one of my favorite animated characters, and I think he would be an excellent dinner guest, both polite and very, very entertaining, and he would probably eat just as much as I do.
Throw the flag.
Yeah.
Throw the delay
delay
flag.
a game.
For real. For real.
Yeah, it was close. Okay. Boy, those are all pretty good answers. We will go with I don't know, how can you go beyond the argument for someone named Goober the Belch if you're so I will give him a 4. I'll give everybody else 3, even though they were all pretty good answers. And we'll move on. And this time we'll switch it up. So this time we'll do Gus, Jacob, Charlie, Connor.
Okay.
So, and the next, do you have the category in front of you there?
Best Thanksgiving
Mhm.
hero?
Yes.
Am I going? What's happening?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
sorry, go.
All right, best Thanksgiving hero. I don't know why, but for some reason I associate him with Thanksgiving. Davy Crockett. I'd go with Davy Crockett, even though I suppose in the end he died horribly and wasn't technically a hero, but just his all the old the fun old show and everything. I don't know. I feel like there's a Thanksgiving hero in there somewhere. Davy Crockett.
Okay. All right. Jacob?
Yeah, with my 7th pick, I pick Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes can carve a turkey with a machete, with a spear, with a crossbow, with a machine gun, with anything else. He'd be the best machine gun turkey carver this side of the. I was gonna say Mississippi, but I don't.
But you,
I don't live there anymore. This side of the 49th parallel.
Okay. All right. Charlie?
It's a toss-up for me between Sarah Hale, who is the woman who lobbied Abraham Lincoln for she was lobbying for 17 years, and she eventually even led a letter writing campaign that convinced finally Abraham Lincoln to make it a national holiday. But instead of Sarah Hale, I'm going to go with Rebecca the Raccoon. Rebecca the Raccoon, who was gifted to Calvin Coolidge. Gifted to Calvin Coolidge. And instead of eating Rebecca the Raccoon, Calvin Coolidge made Rebecca a household pet, and she lived in the White House from then on. Jacob just told us earlier, she had a special collar that named her as the White House Raccoon.
Okay.
Think about the damage that raccoon
All right,
did in the White House. Just think about it before you give him any points.
Which makes her awesome.
Rebecca was known for
Makes her
unscrewing
awesome.
light bulbs.
Fire
That's
hazard.
hilarious.
Okay, Connor.
All right, safe and easy bet. She might not be a hero to everyone, but I'm going to go with Grandma Herder. Grandma Herder always got the family together for Thanksgiving. She always made the best desserts. And although I didn't get to see her too much in my life, only until I was like 7 years old, I do remember Thanksgiving with Grandma Herder.
Oh, just give him the points.
You can't go wrong with Grandma Herder. Everyone else made a good effort, but Grandma Herder gets a 5.
Wow.
So Grandma Herder
right,
died in
we'll
1980, Connor, or what? Like,
It was actually 2001.
Pretty
yeah.
sure she was at the Alamo with Davy Crockett. I think that's
Yeah,
equal.
she was.
That should be equal points. That should be equal points.
They should get points taken away for talking bad about my
Whoa,
grandma.
hey.
Well, yeah, we're on the verge. It's a warning. Okay, Gus, let's have you start first for the next one. And that one is fictional character most likely to burn the turkey.
Who's going first?
Gus.
You.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, Gus.
I am. Okay, here I go. Gonna burn the turkey. I'm going with Gretel from Hansel and Gretel. She burned her the witch inside an oven, so therefore she would burn a turkey. It's math. It's like if she burns one thing, she's gonna burn another. So, yeah, Gretel from Hansel and Gretel. Final answer.
Okay, and Jacob.
Yeah, I figured it'd probably be Lieutenant Worf from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Wow.
Because he would cook it like a Klingon turkey, which everyone knows those can endure more heat in a regular convection oven, even on a starship, than an American or Earth Terran turkey, as it were.
Everybody knows.
Okay.
Duh.
Everybody knows.
That is true.
Okay.
The way
Charlie.
Amy said, okay, but just told me everything.
All right. Most likely to burn a turkey. I've got to go with the Iron Giant. But before the dent in his head gets fixed.
Oh.
So the Iron Giant, before the dent gets fixed, when he just kind of like accidentally blows things up and burns things, and he's so clumsy and cool, he'd be such a great dinner guest too, but he'd be hard to fit in a house. So I'd say most likely to burn. He would try to help with the turkey, but he would definitely burn it to a crisp.
All right, Connor.
Easy. Michael Scott from The Office. Michael Scott. I don't even think I need to go further than that. He very clearly, if he burns his foot in a panini press, he is most definitely going to burn. a turkey.
That checks out.
He's like, "Can you cook a turkey on a George Foreman grill?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd say Gretel was probably the most unexpected. But The Office might be the one. So we'll go with that one.
What?
And
Not
we'll do one
Lieutenant
more.
Worf.
Well, I gave you more points than I would have just because you made an
Just because
argument.
I complained. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Next, let's do Gus first one more time. I think I said that we'd have an update. We'll have an update after this one. Best Thanksgiving movie or TV episode?
Well, thankfully I'm first here, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Friends Thanksgiving episode. I don't know. I really didn't want to pick it. I wanted to say Mr. Bean, but turns out that's actually a Christmas episode. So yeah, Friends. I don't know. Everybody knows what you're talking about when you talk about Friendsgiving. It's a whole thing. I don't want to argue. I hate it, but it is what it is.
Jacob.
Yeah, the Brave Little Toaster.
Ooh, that really
Brave
took me
Little
back. That's a good
Toaster.
one. That's a good
Is that
one.
a Thanksgiving movie?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Charlie.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go with. You gotta. I really. Okay, I'm gonna say Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
yeah.
It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. I was thinking How I Met Your Mother's Slapsgiving, but it's just not sincere enough. Like, you got to go with the classics. Charlie Brown is an icon. The Peanuts are an icon. It's not the real, like, you can't celebrate Thanksgiving without watching Charlie Brown. It's just part of the experience.
Okay, and Connor.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. John Candy as a curtain hook salesman. I think that's what it is. Yeah, he's a curtain ring salesman. Like, fantastic movie. John Candy and Steve Martin together. Great pair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, while you guys hum some background music or something here, I'll do a quick mid-tally, and then we'll go to the end. So,
There we go.
there we
After
go.
the break.
It's got to be
Probably
copyright,
can't do
right?
more than 15 seconds.
Yeah, I'll stop it there.
It's 17 seconds.
17,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's been updated.
So,
Good.
How I Met Your Mother, I had forgotten about that
Yeah.
episode. I forgot
Yeah.
that was, I remembered the slapping, but I forgot that it was a Thanksgiving
See,
episode.
the one that came to my mind
Isn't
right
there-
away was from New Girl, but it's not good. It's not. Because it's all about her trying
Have
to
any
get
of
her.
you-
Everybody loves it, but for the wrong
Yeah,
reasons.
Yeah. Because that whole episode's just following her trying to get her mom and dad to get back together, and it's like, I don't know.
Have any of you seen Over the Garden Wall?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No.
That's what I thought. That's my real pick, probably, but no one knows what it is. It's too obscure. It
Is that
a
like a-
Thanksgiving? It was a Nickelodeon series, like miniseries.
Oh,
Well, 12 part, like 15-minute episodes, like little, miniseries for Halloween. Excellent, but I knew no one would know it. So.
Mm. I thought that was like a ripoff of Over the Hedge, the hit animated film.
No, Over the Hedge was a ripoff of Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was going to go with Watership Down.
Oh.
It's like-
That's a sad one. I'll be honest, I don't gel super hard with the non-Christmas Charlie Brown movie shows. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Like I
That's a bold statement.
recently
well,
did the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown one, and
Mm.
I don't know, it's tough because it's like I associate all of the main themes
don't
with
you
Christmas.
dare.
It's like I can't cross genres with it. Like it's just too much. It's like I think of Christmas too much.
Okay, with 2 rounds left to go. It's tight. By the way, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is the granddaddy of them all. So that one is 5 points. Everybody else got 4. And our current standings, Charlie with 33, Connor with 36, Gus with 33, Jacob with 31.
Hey.
Going into the last 2 rounds, we'll
Whoa.
let Jacob go first. And we'll get started with best post-dinner activity.
I'm gonna take the obvious answer and say 2-hand touch football with the cousins, where uncle and uncle are all-time quarterback.
Okay. And Charlie.
I have a feeling I'm not going to get any points for this one, but you can't go wrong with a cigar and a bonfire.
Mm.
What a great way to end a day. You have a big feast, you go outside, sit out there with the brother-in-law, sit by the fire, talk about Civil War generals, and smoke a cigar next to the fire.
Okay, Connor.
All right, a bit of a wild card here. I'm going to pick sister-in-law kicks us out of the house for bringing up too many Catholic jokes.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
that's
you
a
go.
fond memory. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. And Gus.
I gotta say, playing cards. Our family, we have a game that we play called Pitch Racehorse. It's a lot. It's kind of like Pinochle, I suppose, is probably the most adjacent. But ton of fun. All of the kids know how to play it. We all learned when we were like 7, and it's just great. I don't know. We set up a whole bunch of tables, and then we rotate around, like who's winning stays at the table and stuff like that. And yeah, it's awesome.
It helps the young
Okay.
ones better learn their cavalry maneuvers for
Yeah, exactly. We have definitions of things on the cards.
All right. Well, I think touch football with the cousins and the uncles being the all-time quarterbacks. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
That's a classic. That's got to be a 5. That's right up there with Charlie Brown
we're
Christmas.
coming back.
Charlie, I guess 4s. Connor, get yourself kicked out of your sister-in-law's house.
Ooh.
That's a 1.
Ooh.
Okay, final round. Most iconic Thanksgiving song or scene. And we'll start with Jacob.
Originally released in 1967, I'm gonna have to go with Alice's Restaurant Massacre by Arlo Guthrie, the best 18-minute long song ever written.
Okay. I know what you mean. That was a good okay.
I was
And
hoping
Charlie.
so.
Okay, I'm going to go. I've got plenty to be thankful for, sung by Bing Crosby, originally from the movie Holiday Inn. It is a fantastic song in a scene where he's all upset because he lost his lover, and he's singing a song and making sarcastic comments. Is just absolutely, it's one of the best scenes in the movie. It's one of the best Bing Crosby scenes that there is, and plus it's just catchy. He goes, I've got plenty to be thankful for. It's just an excellent song.
Okay. And Connor.
Okay, despite Gus's opinion on this, I'm going to say that the jelly beans and toast scene from Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, you can taste it, you can see it, you can smell it. Like, it's, for some reason, that is one that sticks out in my memory as a kid.
It's one of my favorite things I did as a second grade teacher was every year we would have a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving feast and we would eat that plate.
Yep. Yep.
Great. You know how hard it is to find jelly beans in November?
Is it?
It's
Is it
very
hard?
hard. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Gus, last answer, last question.
All right, I leaned into the scene as in just general vibe, pop culture moment with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. In general, most of the memories, whether that I have of Thanksgiving, whether or not it actually happened very often, I've been told multiple times that we didn't actually do it that much. But I just remember Dad cooking the turkey, and like he'd be up at like 6 a.m. or whatever, and I'd get up, and since we're out here in Montana, the Macy's Day Parade would be happening already at around like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. And so it's like you're there doing the turkey stuff, parade's on the TV. Great vibe.
Okay, Charlie.
I said I got plenty to be thankful for, but my second go-to, which didn't make the list, has to be the Thanksgiving song by Ben Rector.
I'm tabulating,
Oh.
so you can contribute more.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so
nice
this
try.
is obviously isn't a real answer. Okay, but yeah, Ben Rector put out a song during COVID just called the Thanksgiving song, and it is so good. I could just listen to it on loop all day long. It is fantastic.
Interesting.
In fact, the reason I picked the Bing Crosby song is I figured somebody else was going to pick that one because it's just such a great song. Ben Rector, the Thanksgiving song.
The thing that didn't make my list was Pumpkin Chunkin' by Science
Ooh.
Channel, when they would launch the pumpkins with the air cannons and the catapults and all the
Yeah.
rest. And for a while, it was actually hosted by like Adam and Jamie and Grant and Carrie from the Mythbusters.
Mhm.
That was awesome. I loved my Thanksgiving night pumpkin chunkin' with my sandwich.
Did you ever see the one of the lady who pulls back on like the pumpkin? She's trying to like launch a little one, and then it like
And it
snaps
gets her in
back
the
and snaps
face.
back into her face and just
Oh, no.
explodes.
Yeah.
It looks like it hurts so
Yeah.
bad.
break a pumpkin over your face? Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Are we ready? Ready for
Yep,
the final?
We're ready.
All right, final. We have Jacob with a nice rally with 40, Connor 41, Charlie 41, and Gus 42.
Yeah.
No.
That's how we do it.
Wow.
It's called being wholesome.
Macy's
You're
It's
gonna
called
get
Parade
being
put
cleaned
you
up
over
in
the
trivia,
top.
though.
Macy's
You're about to get
Parade.
cleaned up in trivia, though.
So, thank you very much. We'll see you next year.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, now the battle isn't over yet, though. We got another round to settle this for Turkey Day trivia. So it's Turkey Day trivia, the ultimate test of brains, composure, and random Thanksgiving knowledge. My mother is stepping in again as trivia master, the all-knowing, all-powerful keeper of the questions and scorekeeper supreme. She has prepared 16 questions covering everything from pilgrims and presidents to pie and pop culture. Each of us will answer 4 questions. If you miss, the others get a chance to steal your point. The trivia master keeps score, calls the shots, and will crown one of us at the end of this game the Turkey Trivia Champion when it's all said and done. No phones, no lifelines, no Googling, just gut instinct and holiday spirit. And it just occurred to me that we could potentially have not just 2, but even 3 winners when this is all said and done. Potentially, you could have somebody, because we're all so close in points, you could have somebody win Thanksgiving Grandmaster and have somebody else win trivia and still have Gustav win the fantasy draft. So we're still in the thick of it here.
Okay. Well, you already took a few of my questions. So
Okay.
we'll see. I think since Gus started, Gus won the last game, he can be the first for trivia. Here too, we'll give you a reasonable amount of time. I'll give you a warning if you're running out of time. And I believe the rules stated that if you miss it or don't know it, anyone has a chance to steal. Is that correct?
Charlie's lived
That
longer
is
than
correct.
all of us. Like, I don't think this is fair.
Yeah.
He's just got more trivia in
He
his
cares
head.
more too.
He does.
Okay.
Also closer to getting dementia, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Okay. Are we ready
If-
for tricky
Yeah.
trivia? Okay. So Gus, question 1: what present-day state is the original Plymouth colony located in?
Plymouth.
Nope.
All right. Yeah.
No.
Oh wait, you
Anyone
said
else?
state,
Anyone else ring it in?
brother.
Jacob.
Massachusetts.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
I misheard that.
Yes,
I
I said
misheard
state.
that.
Okay.
we know.
Then we'll go with Jacob. You're next on my sheet here. So, which president refused to celebrate Thanksgiving as a national holiday?
Ooh.
Clinton.
No.
Garfield.
No.
He only made it 200 days. I thought it was worth it.
Herbert Hoover.
No.
Taft.
Guess you're gonna try. No. The answer is Thomas Jefferson.
What a jerk.
Well,
Probably because he owned slaves.
All right. Moving along, Charlie. Which of the following Revolutionary War battles? Sorry, let's rephrase. During which of the following Revolutionary War battles did the troops have a day of Thanksgiving? Valley Forge, Saratoga, Yorktown, or Bunker Hill?
Saratoga.
Yes.
whoa.
Dang.
Impressive.
What was it like being there, Charlie?
It was scary, man. It was a wild day.
Okay.
Aren't you like the same size as Washington, like 6'2", red beard?
I probably got some weight on him, but yeah, same size approximately.
No, he had
And he was also bald.
lead in his body though, so
Yeah.
Fits.
All of your information about George Washington just comes from Shane Gillis. What are we doing here?
I do it.
Yeah.
I did read 1776. The reason I got that right is I read 1776 by David McCullough. It is a great read for anybody looking for a good Revolutionary War read.
Is it as good as
Or to
Shane
go to bed
Gillis?
early.
Shut up.
okay, Connor.
Yeah.
Connor. During the first Thanksgiving, the celebrants did not have the use of what utensil?
Ooh.
They did not have the use of what utensil?
Can I ask a clarifying question? When you say utensil, do you mean like typical like dining ware utensil?
Something that you would have now.
Okay. What utensil?
And it's typical.
Okay. I'm going to go with a fork.
You're right.
okay, they didn't have chopsticks.
I really wanted you to say tongs.
They did not have chopsticks.
Yeah.
Tongs.
Chopsticks.
That's
Yeah.
They
true.
did not have
Chopsticks.
chopsticks.
That's
You're right.
true. Okay.
Bombaya.
We're back to Gus. What do you call the process of pouring or squeezing juices over a turkey while it's cooking
Ooh,
to keep it
easy.
moist?
Final answer, basting.
Yep.
Yes. All right.
It's also what Gustav calls
And-
sitting in a hot tub.
No, that's steeping.
Just a couple onions and a potato
that's
away.
steeping, dude. That's steeping. That's not basting. That's steeping.
Jacob, which state produces the most cranberry?
Wisconsin.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah.
Charlie,
Can't figure out how to lower his hand.
according to
Oh, shoot,
according
sorry.
to Parade magazine, how many turkeys are prepared for Thanksgiving in America each year? Over 30 million, over 40 million, over 50 million, or over 60 million?
I'm going to go 50.
No.
30.
40.
Who said 40?
I did. Connor.
And you said it first. So Connor, you are correct. All right. And Connor, it's your question next. Which state
Okay.
produces the most turkeys for Thanksgiving?
Mhm.
Which state produces the most turkeys?
You should know this one.
It's not
5
Michigan, is it?
seconds. No.
No. Thanks for throwing me
Anyone
off, Charlie.
else?
Minnesota.
Minnesota is correct.
Really?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, as you're
Yeah.
driving on Highway 52, all those low barns that look like hog barns, they're actually turkey barns.
Interesting.
It's golden plump turkeys.
Wow.
Okay. Let's see. That was Connor's question. So we're back to
Uh-huh.
Gus. Name the song sung at the end of a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Ah, my goodness. Probably something like Yep. Okay, I'm getting there.
5
Here
seconds.
we go. I'm gonna say
No Googling.
let me say Amazing Grace. Okay.
No.
No
Anybody
idea.
else?
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
That's correct.
What? Why is that the last
Yes.
song in the
Yes.
movie?
They're sitting in the
They're on
back
their
of the
way to
station
grandmother's
wagon.
house.
Yeah, you're right.
They're sitting in the back of the station wagon, and he goes, "My grandma lives in a condominium."
Oh.
Okay,
Wow.
Jacob.
Which my grandmother did live in a condominium for a while.
Jacob, what was the first let me start again. What was the first video game character balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
Mario.
5 seconds.
Boom.
No.
Sonic.
Pikachu.
That's
Sonic
right.
is right.
Yeah, I
Was
said
that
that.
Gus?
I said Sonic.
Oh, good job. Good job.
See,
Did you know
no, I
that?
did. Yeah.
Okay.
So my first guess in the past has usually been Pikachu, but I remember getting it wrong so many times. Yeah, it's weird. You wouldn't think it'd be Sonic, but yeah, it's
How many times?
Yeah, that is odd.
How many times have you
Yeah,
been
how many times
asked
have you been
this
asked that
question and gotten it
remember,
wrong?
Well, it's our
Macy's Day
third
Parade
Thanksgiving
is a big thing
BroCast,
for me,
so-
so it's like, yeah, it comes up almost every year.
But your dad says you didn't actually do it that many times.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Let's see. Whose question was that? Was that Gus's, right?
That was
Mine.
So
Jacob's.
That
Yep.
was Jacob's.
Yeah.
All right. Charlie. Who played in the NFL's first Thanksgiving Day game?
The Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins.
No.
Ooh, Cowboy,
Lions and the Packers.
Nope.
Cowboys and Lions.
Anybody else? Nope.
Cheat.
Lions, Vikings.
No. It was Lions Bears.
We were
That's
circling. We were
tough.
getting there.
Why is it always the
I knew it
Lions?
was the Lions.
Like, isn't that actually?
Because it's the
just-
Lions.
Okay.
Okay, and our
It started in like the
final
30s. Like they've been doing it for forever. Like
final
1936, if I remember
round.
right.
Final round.
So
I guess I should have known
let's
that.
see. Final round. We're starting
I think-
with.
Didn't Connor have one more? I thought that was Charlie's question. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Connor, did you answer? Yeah. Sorry, Connor. What is the name of the horn-shaped basket filled with fruits and vegetables that's commonly associated with Thanksgiving?
That would be a cornucopia.
Frick.
That's right.
Yeah, I took Latin.
Okay.
Didn't learn a lot, but I did
Nerd.
learn that.
He watched the Hunger Games.
All right.
Actually, I did, yeah.
Okay, Gus.
Yes.
In which decade was tofurkey introduced as a vegetarian alternative to turkey? Which decade?
I've never heard the government name of tofu before.
How about let's call it the 90s.
Yes.
Wow.
Way to go. Way to
Locked in.
go.
All right, we have 2 more questions. Jacob. Well, we already answered that one. Name the Thanksgiving tradition involving a turkey bone that is said to bring good luck.
Breaking the wishbone.
Yes.
Yeah, good one.
And Charlie, what risk of household hazard triples on Thanksgiving?
Diabetes.
Or the risk of what household hazard triples on Thanksgiving?
Like how specific?
Very specific.
Oven fire.
Fire is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Charlie had 4 correct answers. Connor had 3 correct answers. Gus had 3 correct answers. Jacob
I
had
got the
3
Cowboys
correct
and
answers.
Redskins one wrong.
Well, didn't you stole one
Yeah.
from somebody, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
Okay.
So that leaves Charlie with 4, everybody else with 3. So the trivia winner is Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Congratulations.
who's our
There you
winner? If you put them together, who's the winner? Who's the Grandmaster of Thanksgiving?
Let's see. The Grandmaster of Thanksgiving would be Charlie has 45. Connor has 44. Gus has 45.
Oh.
Jacob has 43. So we have a 2-way tie. So let's see. Let's have I'll
Tiebreaker.
give you a final question, a tiebreaker.
I've got a tiebreaker question. If you don't have one, let me just confirm my answer.
Rhonda. No, Rebecca.
Rebecca. I stole it. That's double.
The average adult turkey has how many feathers? And there's a range of correct answers here, and so whoever gets closest to the median then could be correct.
450.
That's a good question.
450?
Sure.
Charles?
56,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
How many feathers
Yeah.
on the whole turkey?
On the
I
whole
would say
turkey.
175.
175? Like 1,000 or total?
175.
175?
Yeah.
Well, I think Gus is closer because the average, the answer is 3,500 to 6,000.
Wow.
Gus?
Yeah, he's-
All right, there you are. The trivia
That
champion.
blows my mind.
Or the
How
draft
many-
champion and the grand champion.
Chuck, how many did you say? What did you say?
45,000.
He said so many.
Yeah. Like,
It's like
tens of
math.
thousands.
I way underestimated. Yeah.
How,
Yeah.
Well,
How do you count?
it's
the
a
hairs
big
on
bird. That's a
man's
lot of
head?
feathers.
You can't. Except for
Well,
Charlie.
I'm not a great candidate for counting hairs on anybody's head. No.
Radical.
All right. Since you're here, Mother, you might as well stay for our round of gratitude, a moment of gratitude. So we've had our laughs. We've drafted our favorites. We've battled through trivia. Gustav somehow won. But it's not But now it's time to slow things down. Thanksgiving is not just about turkey and touchdowns, it's also about gratitude. So, this is our moment of gratitude, a space for each of us to share one thing that we are truly thankful for this year. It could be something simple, something hard, or something that reminds us that God's grace runs deeper than whatever season we are in. Who wants to start us off?
Does it have to be one thing? I didn't see that.
You can say whatever.
Okay, I think the champ should go first.
Oh. Well, I honestly am super grateful for my family here in Montana. To be as specific as I can be, I suppose. Since I've been home from school, it's been all sorts of I don't know that I'd say crazy ups and downs, but it's been ups and downs, and I don't know, it hasn't felt uh it hasn't it's felt better than I honestly thought it would, in a lot of ways, and it's been great being able to help my family, and then adjacent to that, help my church here in Billings, just be an assistant there, helping out, doing stuff. And so, yeah, I guess without getting into too many specifics, it's been wonderful being home. And so, yeah, I'll leave it there.
Also,
Okay.
Jay's your pastor, right?
Yeah.
So that's something to be thankful for too.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I can go next. I'm thankful for the general camaraderie between Christians in the Holy Christian Church. Out here in Calgary, you don't see Christians everywhere, unlike some places in the American South where you guys are. So it's exciting when I talk to like I don't remember his name, but he's a Filipino guy at the gas station, and he's always got his cross on, and he's listening to his Christian podcast, and it's just cool to feel that that there's a bunch of folks out here who have the same hopes that you do and the same goals, and it's really great.
I'll let you finish last, Charlie, so I'll go next. This year, I mean, it's probably going to be a pretty common one, but I'm just thankful for all the work that the seminary put into preparing me to be where I'm at today. I didn't realize how much I needed all of those classes until I was sitting here in this seat. I'm thankful to Tree of Life for accepting me into their church and for allowing me to be, kind of test driving what it means to be a pastor for a little bit and learning all the ropes. My bishop, Nathan Strutz, couldn't ask for a better mentor and truly a friend. And most especially, I'm thankful for my fiance, who has shouldered the majority of the burden of preparing for our wedding. And she's done that without... How do I say that correctly? She's done it in the most loving way possible and not let me feel the wrath too much. There we go.
Go ahead, Mom.
Okay, I would say three things. In general, grateful to have an immediate and extended family of believers. And specifically, I'm grateful for the medical staff in Kalispell, Montana, who are outstanding. And on a later note, I am also grateful for Jerry Jones, who traded the Green Bay Packers and gave us Micah Parsons.
Amen. I am learning more and more every day just how loved and appreciated I am. I guess I don't always believe it. I don't always take it to heart, maybe. And I guess what I'm thankful for isn't necessarily that I am appreciated, that it's more that people continue to express it to me. I don't, I cannot take any credit for it. I think it's probably in spite of myself. I don't know. I'm so uncomfortable, maybe even with the reality of what people are expressing to me, and whether it's the podcast or the work we get to do as vicars and everywhere along the way, the idea that I would have the opportunity to be a gift to others is just mind-blowing and astonishing to me, and I'm thankful for that every day. On top of that, You guys saw how excited I was just to see your faces on the podcast today. I really, really love you guys, and I'm really, really thankful for the brotherhood that I've been able to build. It's not something I've always had. So it is very, very special to me to be able to have a community of guys, you guys included. There's a reason you guys keep showing up on the podcast again and again and again, because I just love and value your input and the way that you've loved on me over the years. And then also the opportunity to talk to some wonderful men that I really respect and love and enjoy as well, in a way that they just keep pouring into me as well. The idea that I can send an email to a complete stranger and sit down with them for an hour and a half and just bare our souls to each other to an audience is also just wonderful and unexpected, and probably the coolest thing I will ever do. So thankful for all of that entirely. With that in mind, let's head to our final segment here, the devotion. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercy endures forever. Or maybe you learned it, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Either way, it's the first half of what we often call the common table prayer, a prayer that many of us will say 2, 3, even 4 times a day. It's called the common table prayer for a reason, and they're very familiar words. But did you know that they are the first verse of Psalm 118? And it's a psalm that was written to praise God for the greatest gift that he has given. He sent Christ into the world. And through Christ, he ushered in his kingdom of grace. So he sent Jesus into the world to be the promised, the long promised, and now revealed Word made flesh. He's the Savior of the world. And that really is something to be thankful for. It's really the thing to be thankful for. And yet God has given us so much more even than that. He's good, and his mercy endures forever. I like the way Luther rewrote that passage in his own words. Luther said that we should give thanks to God, for he is a loving, gracious God. He is good and compassionate, and he continually does good and abundantly heaps his goodness upon us. God really is good. And God is good in a way that humans are not. God is good in his whole being. Everything about him is good. He's inclined to do good continually. He's not given to anger. He's not inclined to punish. And even when he does punish, he punishes because of our human wickedness and stubbornness. It's our impenitence that compels God to do it. And no human could or would ever operate this way. If a man ever managed to offend me as often and as indiscriminately and persistently and even defiantly as I have offended God, I would punish him far sooner and far more severely than God ever does me. And yet he still abundantly and consistently and convincingly pours out his everlasting love on me instead. He's the creator of body and soul. He's the protector of our lives day and night. He preserves our lives. He even causes the earth to give food and water and the fibers that we need for fabric and metal and oil and wood and coal and all the other things that we need and then things that we want too. And he showers these things on us so abundantly and consistently that we almost always take them for granted. We're so blessed that we have the luxury of being detached from the raw sources of pretty much everything that makes our lives convenient and pleasant. We don't see where our food comes from. We're entirely detached from the cotton that needs to be grown in order to make our clothes and things like that. And because we're so detached from it, it becomes really easy to forget that God plays a role in providing all of it. The truth is, it really is arrogant to imagine that we ever actually own any of the things that we've been given. It's blind and smug to pretend that we've ever actually earned or built or deserved any of the blessings that we experience. And I imagine that these things are mine because of my own effort and power. But where would I be without the Lord? Where would I be if the sun didn't shine? Where would I be if the rain didn't fall? Where would I be if the earth stopped spinning? These gifts that God gives are so common and so taken for granted that we often don't even take the time to thank God for them, even though they're the things that literally sustain our lives. And even beyond that, we have enough hubris to worry and fret over things that aren't necessary to life. We even compete with each other and sometimes gain by dishonesty things we don't even need, things which can't even hold a candle to the stuff that God has already given us. It doesn't make any sense. Think of it this way. How much of your wealth would you give to turn the sun back on if it went dark? Or what would you trade for rain to fall again if it hadn't rained in months or even years? What would you relinquish forever to ensure that the earth would continue to spin without even pausing for a moment and just keep on going? Anything, right? And yet we live so securely in these blessings that God provides us every day that we can't even be bothered to thank the Creator that set them in place. If I really grasped how good God is to me, every moment of my life would be steeped in and defined by a gratitude to Him that would drip from my fingers and toes, and it would spread like contagion. And that's even true when misfortune comes. Because when my body aches and when the bills come due and the consequences of my sin starts to catch up to me, and even when it's something that is out of my control entirely, like the cancer comes or the heart attack happens, and even when death lingers, I recognize that God is still blessing me even then, because that evil, whatever it may be, even death itself is a trifle when it's juxtaposed against and compared with the grace that I've been given. Because God is even in control of these things too, and He's using them to continually turn me back to Him so that I would see the rest of the good things that He has given and thank Him for them, which is right. So what a good and loving and faithful God He is, and how proper it is that we should take a day and set it aside for Thanksgiving to Him. So here's my challenge to you this Thanksgiving Day. I want you to make it your mission to be as faithful in giving thanks to God as He is faithful in giving His goodness and mercy to you. So let your gratitude be as consistent as the sun when it rises and sets every day. Let your praise be as lavish as the clothes you wear and the food you eat as a 21st century American. Or even this, let your lips plant thanksgiving on the ears of God as firmly as gravity plants your feet on the ground. Now, are you ever going to achieve that goal? No, of course not. But along the way, you're going to learn a habit of gratitude, and you're also going to learn the relentless nature of the forgiveness that God has shown you. And frankly, what better way to spend a life than in giving thanks to the Lord, for He is good, for His love endures forever. So we have set this day aside for Thanksgiving, and it's good that we do that. God deserves our thanks not only for the Savior that He has given, which is the thing to be thankful for, He also deserves our thanks for all of the different ways He sustains us and creates us and protects us and provides for us every single day. Let's not forget the goodness of the Lord. We should remember it every time we pray those words. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. Brothers and sisters, God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you soon. With all that said, God bless you all. Thanks for being here. Gustav, Connor, Jacob, and of course, my mother. We couldn't have done this episode without you, without an impartial judge. So thank you very much. Thank you for the preparation you guys put into this. And all of you at home, God bless you. I love you. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you again soon.